Now, if a down payment is coming from your own funds, make sure that they are in the bank from 60 to 90 days, because the banks would ask that how long the money has been in the bank and where's the money coming from. Hi everyone, my name is Yousaf Iqbal. I'm the country head of IQI Canada. I'll be telling you about the buying a property in Ontario, and there's a few steps involved in buying a property in Ontario. The number one thing, if you want to buy a property, you want to make sure that if you require financing, you should get a pre-approval mortgage done. There is a couple of ways of getting it done. Now, if you are a new immigrant who's just landed, you will require a 35% down payment. There are a few banks which are offering a 35% down payment option. Now, if you have been in the country for quite some time, you could get a mortgage financing done for 5%, 10%, 20% down payment, depending upon your job and the income level you have. So it's very important to determine that how much of a mortgage are you able to afford, and also at the same time, how much are you getting approved by a tier 1 bank. The number 2 step is making sure that what kind of a down payment do you have. It's very important to have your down payment ready before buying a property. Now, this could be different sources you could have a down payment from. Now, if a down payment is coming from your own funds, make sure that they're in the bank from 60 to 90 days, because the banks would ask that how long the money has been in the bank and where's the money coming from. There's some other ways of having a down payment as well. You could have a gift certificate, which would come from your parents or any of your immediate family members who could give you a gift. If the money is coming from outside, which is being sent to you by your family members, please make sure that it's in your bank account at least 60 to 90 days, because depending upon the bank you're going with, they will ask you to keep that down payment handy on that. Third step, after you know that you got your pre-approval mortgage, you know that you got a down payment, it's an important step is to find out a realtor who's going to help you in finding a property. One thing is very important when you're selecting your realtor, calling your realtor, ask them, what kind of a local knowledge do they have? Do they know the whole buying process? How would they help you in the buying process? And also, please do sign a BRA. When I say a BRA, it means a buyer representation agreement. The reason I say you should sign a BRA with one of the agents is that because that agent would also know that he is or she is dedicatedly working for you. Now, a BRA could be anywhere between a 1 day, could go up to 3 months or 6 months. Do understand the terms and conditions on the BRA, because while you're working with a realtor, you are under a contract to make sure that you get the property. So you got your BRA in place. Now the next steps is to go and find a property. Now you're working with a realtor. The realtor has shown you a few properties. You have come down in liking a few properties, and you want to put an offer on a property. How does the offer process works? You will have to put up a deposit. Now this is a refundable deposit, and this deposit is normally made into a brokerage trust account or a lawyer's trust account, depending upon the property and the requirements you're looking at. You sign up a BRA, you've gone and seen a few properties with your realtor, and now you're ready to put an offer on the property. What are the steps involved in putting up an offer on the property? When you're ready to put an offer on the property, you will require a deposit. This deposit will go into a trust account of a brokerage or a lawyer, depending upon the property and the agreement which is in place. When you're putting up an offer, there's a few conditions which will be put on the offer, depending again on the property, whether it's going to be a freehold or it's going to be a condominium. When I say about a freehold property, some of the conditions which you will put on an offer is, number one thing is going to be finance conditions. So what it means is that you will have a 5-year finance conditions. Though you got a pre-approval on your mortgage, but it doesn't mean that you're still approved. You got to put up an actual agreement of purchase and sale and go back to your bank and give it to them. I'm purchasing this property, I put up a 5-day condition period, please approve me on this property. The reason is that because the bank look at the appraisal and look at the comparative comparables which are being sold in the area. The second condition you want to put on your property is a home inspection. Very, very important. Although as realtors, we can tell you what the properties are looking for are good or bad. You need somebody, a technical person who is regulated, who will come and tell you that what if there's something wrong with the property. The third condition on your property could be a status certificate. If you're buying a condominium, what is a status certificate? A status certificate will tell you the maintenance fees you're paying, how that fees is being utilized by the condo corporation. Is there any major renovations coming up? Is there a chance for the fees to be increased? Now, this is also a condition which will be reviewed by your lawyer during the time you have put up an offer. Once you have met all the three conditions, that means you have already got a finance in place which has been approved by your bank. You have already hired a home inspector who has gone and given you a satisfactory report of home inspection. You have got the status reviewed by a lawyer. Your deal will become firm, and that is a time when you cannot back out of your deal. Now comes the next step: what happens on the day of closing. One more important thing is to know your closing cost. If you are a first-time home buyer in Ontario, there is a government rebate which you will get on your land transfer tax, which could be up to $4,000. Again, if you are buying a property in Toronto, you may be getting a double tax, which is a land transfer tax plus a city tax. But if you are buying it in other places like a Mississauga or a GTA area, there will be one land transfer tax. You should also keep in mind the closing cost which will be associated with your property. Normally, a thumb of rule, we say a closing cost will be anywhere between 1 to 1.5%. What it means is a land transfer tax, a lawyer's fees, which could be anywhere between $1,000 to $1,200. A lawyer fees and a land transfer tax will depend upon the property where you're buying the property at. You will require a property insurance to protect your property. The property insurance helps you in case if there's any damages to the property, in case of a fire or there's a sewerage backup. Your insurance policy will cover in making sure that your value of your house is protected. So what happens on the day of closing? On the day of closing, your lawyer will contact you to sign up the papers. These papers would be your land transfer deed. That would be also a mortgage approval or commitment which has come from the bank. At that point in time, you will be giving the down payment which you already have in place to the lawyer. The rest of the money will be coming from the bank. Once you got all the funds by the bank, the lawyer will do the closing, and that is the day when you get your keys.